Hey Falcons, it's Mrs. Abdul, and since Valentine's Day is this weekend, I decided I would do a quick video to book talk some fabulous books about the light and the darker side of romance. This first one is called Out of Darkness. This one is actually historical fiction. It takes place in 1937. Naomi is the main character, and she is of Mexican descent, who is now living with her stepfather, who is sexually abusing her. She falls in love with a black boy named Wash, but it is an illicit affair that has to be done in secret. Will her stepfather find out? It's called Out of the Darkness. The next one actually made me go out and buy some mochi. This one is called I Love You So Mochi. And the main character of the story is going to Japan to visit her grandparents, who she's never met or hasn't met in a very long time. And kind of like find herself. She loves fashion and has wanted to do something with fashion for a while, but her parents think that she can do better than that. As soon as she steps off the plane, she meets a boy who is dressed up in a mochi costume, and they end up tooling around Japan. So it's called I Love You So Mochi. This next one is a dystopian romance. America is the main character. The series is called The Selection series. The first book is called The Selection. And this one is about America, who already has the love of her life, but her family really needs money. And there's a competition to become the princess that the prince needs. And so if she enters the contest, there might be some reward for her. She doesn't really think she wants to do that because she already has a love interest, like I said, except now that the prince is in the picture, it might end up being a little bit different. This next one is a super cute, and who doesn't love this cover, graphic novel between a werewolf and a vampire and their relationship. So if you haven't gotten over Twilight, people, Fangs is a perfect one for you. This next one is called Everything, Everything. If you haven't watched the movie, I haven't watched the movie. This one is about a girl who has a disease that doesn't allow her to leave the house. She really has to keep really sterile. And this new boy moves in across the way, and she's making eyes at him and he's making eyes at her. So maybe she wants to make a run for it. It's called Everything, Everything. The next one is a darker side of romance. This one is called Bad Romance. And Heather Demetrios tends to write some darker stuff, and I love it. So the main character of the story falls in love with the boy who she shouldn't fall in love with because he is physically and emotionally abusive, and she just can't tear herself away from it. Called Bad Romance. If you want something a little bit different, this is a manga series called Love and Focus. It is exactly what it sounds like. She goes to an elite school for photography because she loves photography so much. She runs into a boy who hates his photograph being taken, but there's just something about her that she wants to pursue. It's called Love and Focus. I'm going to talk about two books that are all about the food. This one is called Salty Bittersweet. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it with summer reading before. It is about a girl who is competing in a competition for an internship in France for the summer where her father and stepmother live, and everything that can go wrong can go wrong. But there's also this boy who is a little bit of a love interest, and he happens to be her stepmother's son. The next one is called Bloom, and this one takes place in a bakery. Ari is the main character of the story, and Ari wants to go to California to be in a rock band, and his parents basically say, you're going to have to find your replacement in order for this to work. So he meets Hector, who he's interviewing in order to run the bakery, and they end up falling in love. The next one, I'm not going to talk about too much other than to say that it is 3 books in a series by Stephanie Perkins, Lola and the Boy Next Door, Isla and the Happily Ever After, Anna and the French Kiss. It is exactly what it sounds like and exactly what it looks like. So if you want to read like a falcon with a little bit of romance for Valentine's weekend, this would be the stuff that you would want.